I earned my degree online at Arizona State University. I chose to get my degree at ASU because I knew that I'd get a quality education, they were recognized for excellence, and that I would be prepared for the workforce upon graduating. To be associated with ASU, both as a student and alum, it makes me extremely proud, and having experienced the program, I know now that I'm set up for success. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu.
With so many options, why choose Arizona State University?
For me, the only online option was ASU because of the quality. Their faculty was really involved with their students and care about your personal journey. The dedication to my personal development from my professors, that's been extremely valuable to me.
Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Explore more than 350 plus undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
I'll be a dream, I'll be a wish, I'll be a fantasy. I'll be a hope, I'll be a love, I'll be everything you need. I'll love you more with every breath you me deeply do. I'll be strong and I will be faithful cause I'm counting on
New beginning, a reason for living, a deeper meaning, yeah. Whoa, ha, whoa, ha, ha, whoa, ha, whoa, ha, ha. Whoa, ha, whoa, ha, whoa, ha, ha, whoa, ha. Whoa, ha, whoa, ha, ha, whoa, ha, whoa, ha, ha. Whoa, ha, ha, whoa, ha, ha. Take it away, XD, because Abe's not going to sing.
Whoa ha ha, whoa ha ha, whoa ha ha, whoa ha ha ha, whoa ha, whoa ha ha, whoa ha ha, whoa ha, whoa ha ha. This is ridiculous.
This is fucking stupid. We only do this to piss off the three people who hate Wohas. That's the only reason we still do this.
Yeah.
It's a commitment to hate.
Yes, absolutely. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Blackest Show About Nothing. It's Jaden XD. We have a very, very special guest. He is making his annual visit to the show to let us know that he doesn't hate us or black people.
No, not at all.
Wait,
no, don't even say that.
I'm like, damn, hold on.
I'm
kidding.
I didn't call my lawyer.
I'm kidding.
Oh, Abe, now that's
welcome Abe to the show.
you can't get too litigious because then that falls into the stereotypes. Welcome, Abe. We've missed you. How have you been?
Thank you. I've been very well. It's nice to see y'all. I hear y'all every week, but it's cool to see y'all as well. Things are doing, I'm doing as well as one could be doing, all things considered. In this present setting.
Mm-hmm. And how is your job and stuff with all of the ever swift changes happening?
You have a pretty important. You're involved in it every day.
It's weird. I'm in the bubble, which makes it hard to know what it's like outside the bubble. Mm-hmm. But without getting too into the details, things are. I have a technical job, so the machines don't know any better. So that's nice. But there are many times when I'm definitely, at work hearing about not just what's happening, but how people are talking about what's happening. And it's hard not to get frustrated. And so one of the many reasons why I really love and appreciate you guys, giving me the opportunity to be a part of this show, because I feel like it's also like my making up for the fact that I'm also, my day job is like at the Evil Empire.
Oh, well, I'm so glad that we could. And Abe's on the right side of things always, guys. So by the way,
I really feel
more than I am.
No. I really feel like what resonates with me is what is it? I'm not part of the problem, but I'm not part of the solution.
Yeah.
Same.
It's an honest assessment. I'm trying to be I'm trying to be more part of the solution, but
me too. I'll definitely get out of the way for people who are willing to help, though. I will not block them from making this place a better place.
Will you guard them? Will you band your arms when ICE shows
I mean,
up?
honestly, if we're banding our arms, yeah, I think my
Okay.
elbows will move up automatically.
All right, bet. I like to hear that because that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
If you all, okay, can I just say this here? Actually, I have news, and then we'll go into how we are. ICE is doing the most, and if you all happen to encounter them in your area, because I know they're prevalent here. They're prevalent. I learned in San Diego and San Jose. Places with heavy immigrant populations, but they can only do so much with manpower. So make sure you all are stepping. Don't get out of the way if they're coming. Like, be in the way. Like, you have to be in the way. People are getting snatched up on the street. It's all kinds of things happening.
They have like plainclothes ICE officers going to schools now, especially here in the LA area. So I don't know how to say like look out because it's very difficult. But
be aware of your surroundings.
Be aware of your surroundings. I'm very weary of like gathering and protesting now. And I get that's the whole point of this now, right? To like, oh well, if they're gonna protest unlawful, we'll get them there and then we'll do whatever evil shit that they do. But just like you said, be aware.
Yeah.
Be safe and be aware and resist safely as you can.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's power in numbers. So, you know what I'm saying? You gotta put your fear to the side and band with the people who are around you to make sure that this shit is as slowed as possible because they're evil. Because as we learned this week, J.D. Vance killed the Pope.
Do you think Donald Trump sent him to kill the Pope, or he was on his own mission?
They are two sides of the same evil coin. I talk about how the right is made up of a conglomerate of hate. There's the money hate, there's the capitalism hate, where they're like, yeah, what you do what you want. I just want to make sure I'm as rich as possible. Then there's the evangelical hate, which is also baseless, which is rooted in just full white supremacy. It's like not even just power of money, but it's like, no, we are the grand, and you can't reason with people like that. And then and then there's the poors. There's the poors who don't realize that they are standing on the side of everybody who hates them, and they're still banding with them. So the right is made up of just a band of evil, nasty. Some of them are idiots, and some of them are not idiots, and that's the problem. So, that we have to do what we can because they are swiftly moving in pure evil these days. Actually, recently, and I haven't done weekly updates every week, but we definitely have some. Thank God, Bisan, she's doing all right, and she's our voice on the ground as they continue to kill journalists in Gaza. So the last couple of days, 30 kidney patients in Gaza have died due to their inability to receive dialysis. The kidney departments are unable to function due to the lack of fuel, medical equipment, and supplies. And the blockade imposed on Gaza for approximately 40 days now. In 1 month, 3,500 children have been hospitalized due to malnutrition because of a famine that is becoming more inevitable and dangerous with every hour that passes without the crosses being open. So remember that they're blocking the aid getting in. They also are blowing up and lighting tanks and bulldozers on fire that are supposed to be used to clear rubble. And they recently, in the last couple of days, after they blew up a bunch of bulldozers, then dropped pamphlets on the people of Gaza, basically bragging about blowing up their bulldozers. So it's just constant evil that's going on. Also in Sudan, remember we spoke recently about the RSF taking control back of El Fashir. They're continuing to rain terror on them. At least 8 civilians have been killed in the last 24 hours, 20 injured, and more than 30 people have been killed in El Fashir in the last 2 days alone. So we want to continue to pay attention to what's going on across the globe and here on our own land. They're very much tied. They're very much connected. And I think solidarity is going to be the only thing that's going to be able to sustain us in any way, shape, form, or fashion in all of this.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah.
I do have some news.
Okay.
It may seem a little light, but it's not.
We need.
I mentioned this in this.
I know where you're going.
No, it's a serious thing. Sea lions are attacking people. Yeah. So sea lions and like viciously attacking people, like all along the coast of California, from the Bay all the way to down here in LA.
I'm not. What did the people do to make them attack them?
Well, I'll tell you. So we have a poisonous algae problem in the world. And so these sea lions have been eating the algae, and it has been messing with their brain chemistry, allowing them to become violent.
California sea lions are in trouble. Many of them have become extremely aggressive after ingesting algae blooms through the fish they eat. It's a neurotoxin that sickens them to the point where the mammals are acting abnormally. Here's ABC News reporter Andrew Dimbert.
So now, to be fair, when I saw the news, now I've seen a couple of news reports.
It's
like,
wait, hold on. The algae is brown liquor for sea lions?
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking like it's
So
K2 spice for sea lions.
Yes, it's exactly that. Like they are getting fucked up off of this algae, like toking down.
Damn.
And at first I thought it was funny, and then I saw the people who were getting attacked. I was like, Nina. But then I was like, no, wait a minute now, damn it. This goes back to what we talk about with oceans and how there's a whole bunch of shit that's in there that we don't know.
It is none of our business either. Like, that is really the main thing. It's none of your fucking business. That's why I said they're attacking for a reason. You see the algae's poison. Why?
With so many options, why choose Arizona State University?
For me, the only online option was ASU because of the quality. Their faculty was really involved with their students and care about your personal journey. The dedication to my personal development from my professors, that's been extremely valuable to me.
Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Explore more than 350 plus undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
Why is algae poison?
Because we do nuclear testing in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
But why do I feel like there's like somehow orcas are involved and they're getting those sea lions hooked on the algae? Because they're like, they're kind of schemy. They're like...
They probably are.
Yeah.
What's like the what is that thing we watched, Jay, with that cartoon with the with all the Disney characters, and there was like peer pressure and they got like Bugs Bunny to smoke weed.
All Stars cartoon.
Abe, did you see this?
I don't think so.
Wait, hold on.
It was like back Looney Tunes All Stars?
Yeah, it was back when Barbara Bush got the baton from Nancy Reagan on the No Drug, campaign. And so they had this cartoon All Stars, and I made XD watch it on Patreon. And it's essentially every cartoon you've ever thought of, from Garfield to whoever. And this kid who's on this drug trip. It was amazing. If you've never watched it, it came out, I want to say, in the early 90s. It was very big.
Was this for like kids to watch in school?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it came on like a special on ABC.
Okay.
Yeah, like it was like a 2-part situation, and it, like I said, it had the Smurfs, it had Garfield, it had everybody, and this kid is essentially on this drug trip for an hour, and seeing all of these different characters. Let me find this cartoon All Stars anti-drug.
Get lost, get out of my face with that stuff. But that could be tactless. You may prefer cool, like this. I'll catch you guys later, okay? I've got too much homework. It's rough. I'm late for my baseball game and I'll miss my ride.
Yeah, it was, while you look that
Cartoon
up,
All Stars to the Rescue. It came out in 1990.
Dang, okay.
Yeah.
let's pay some bills. This week is our anniversary week. That also means it's my birthday.
Oh, yeah, it is your birthday.
Happy birthday!
Happy
birthday,
But
XD.
more importantly, thank you. More importantly, we're here to celebrate the birthday of Jaden XD from Two Guys and a Girl to what we are now. 11 years later, we stole Abe from another podcast.
I always forget that.
I was in between podcasts. It actually worked out perfectly.
Oh,
see, there
okay,
you go.
good. I wasn't sure if there was overlap in the
Don't feel bad.
relationships.
If there was, it was like, I already knew it was ending, and I
Okay.
just was like,
Yeah.
those things that happen in life.
It happens. It happens. But for all of you who have stuck around, new friends and old, thank you for sticking around with us for 11 years. And we don't plan on stopping. So with that being said, head on down to the Patreon, subscribe to us for $9.99 to $12.99. We have a Wang Dang Doodle there. You get to see the visuals that you get to see here. You get to see Abe's beautiful face. I know a lot of you be like, we never get to see Abe. Well, he's right here.
And he's been on several times now, so there's no it's like people were like, no spoilers, and the
excuse.
movie came out in 2004. Like, girl.
Right.
Girl.
God, I hate that.
do.
But anywho, subscribe to us on Patreon. Subscribe to us on YouTube as well. It's freer than you and me. Please like, comment, and subscribe on the post, even if you watch them on Patreon or on our public YouTube account. It really helps us out immensely, especially in these
now.
dark and uncertain times.
I'm like, if you niggas are not
Yeah.
gonna march, the least you can do is like a YouTube. that's it.
Yeah.
Not that hard.
That'll help us out. Is there anything else? Do you have any announcements?
Speaking of, Getting Grown live at City Winery.
Oh, yeah.
May 21st.
Cool.
Make sure you all get your tickets. It's listed on the Getting Grown socials. And also, so speaking of longtime listeners, at the dinner party, I had a young lady who was there, lovely, and she was like, I've been listening to you all the whole time since Two Guys and a Girl started. I was in high school. And she's like, now I'm a grown lady in my 20s, working and so forth. And I was like, was a grown lady in my 20s when we started this. And now I'm a middle-aged woman. Isn't that nuts?
That's crazy.
You've
shaped their brain.
Wild.
I don't know if that's the best thing.
Or you must have been quite an influence. I mean, a good influence. She's still listening.
If you're still listening, I mean, that's loyalty.
Yeah.
That's loyalty. So we're grateful. We're very, very grateful.
Yeah, super grateful. It also puts in perspective how long we've been doing this. Like, from high school to, doing the things in their adult personhood. Like, people say that to me too. Like, oh, I used to watch your YouTube videos in high school. And they're like, y'all are in your 30s now. Like, that's weird. But it's all appreciative all the same.
Absolutely.
This week, we are heading into Reddit stories. And I'll talk about the theme when we get back after these messages. Hit it, Claude.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
This planet is threatened with destruction, and we who live in it with death. The heavens reek, the waters below are foul, children die in infancy, and we and the world which is our home.
And we're black.
Okay, so before we start these Reddit stories, I just want to share with you all that I watched, hands down, the worst slavery movie I've ever seen in my 40 years of life.
Well, that's really hard to be like, oh, this is an amazing slave movie.
But like,
So,
you know how like with Underground, it was like, obviously the foundation of all of them is depressing, but at least like with Underground, don't you start your shit either. Don't you start your shit. But with
It's so funny because I had this argument yesterday about Underground in person.
It was a well-done show. And I wanted to see
And you complained about it being canceled as if we aren't the result of the end of the show.
Anyway.
We are the result of the end of the show.
Everybody wants me to get into action, and they were about to have Harriet Tubman get into like full action in Underground, and then it got canceled.
Have you ever seen Underground?
No, forgive me, I haven't.
Okay, so it was
stars
like
Journey
Slavery,
Smollett.
the TV show.
Yeah.
So it was like Slavery on Amazon. And so
Like limited series?
And then
it was it wasn't supposed to be limited.
It was a series.
It was serious.
It was seasons. So which also, why are we dragging Slavery season 1, season 2, season 3? And then at the end of it, Cynthia Erivo comes up at
because
the end.
we was kings. It was not Cynthia Erivo.
And she comes in on like a magic broom, and the show ends.
First of all, you just blended 7 things in the wrong character.
Love Care Country is all the same show.
Regardless.
No, but in all seriousness, it's really about slavery.
It is.
And then she does play Harriet Tubman.
It's not Cynthia Erivo.
Okay.
Anyway, this movie was hands down the worst. It was called, and then I don't know if it's called 40 or The Haunting. It's one or the other. The only person who I recognized, it was starring Sister Tanya from Everybody Hates Chris. And it was the most disjointed. It tried to blend some fantasy. It was a la that Kindred, but like done really, really horribly. So like it was like a Irish man who acted like he was an ally, and then he ended up betraying them, and he was trapping the souls of the enslaved. And then it come to find out it was really the mother, but she was like supposed to be saving people, and maybe she was Harriet Tubman. It was very weird, but it was horrible. And I encourage everybody to go watch it because I don't want to live in my own misery.
Where were you watching?
Amazon Prime.
Tubi?
I don't watch Tubi. I have more self-respect than that. The second thing is that we have to have a discussion on the documentary Into the Fire.
She'd been missing 21 years when they finally found me. I was only 17 years old when I put my daughter up for adoption. Throughout my life, she was always in my mind.
What's that about?
Abe typing is cracking me up.
Yeah.
Into the Fire is about a girl who disappeared. We don't know if she ran away or was kidnapped. And the quest to find out what really happened to her. I'm going to leave it there because I feel like we need to have an actual conversation about it. And the twist that it took in the story, nuts. We haven't watched any like nuts white people stuff in a while, so I feel like it's time.
This is what I was going to tell you about DirecTV on the other thing. So like now, ever since I got cable, I've realized cable has changed in a way that it really appears to like the internet or appeals to the internet. Like they have a Fail Army channel on the thing, and I'm like,
what?
I watch Fail Army on YouTube.
Fail Army
is a channel. Think America's Funniest Home Videos, but
more violent.
Oh, okay.
More
Got
violent,
it. Fail Army. Okay, all right. An army of failures.
It's great to smoke too, by the way.
I know mine always calls me at the wrong time.
Yeah, it threw me off. But they have a whole Dateline channel, and a 2020 channel. So I've been just randomly popping in, and I'm like, oh, I'm locked in. So I was watching this. There's a lot of social media deaths and things going on. But then there's this one story that's going around. This one guy on this YouTuber, and I watch him. He like goes on house tours or whatever. But he like attempted to off his significant other. Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me find the story.
Okay.
It was nuts. I was like, YouTuber attempted.
He's like a home tour. One of those home tour people.
Yes. Eric Conover.
I don't know.
And it's like, we've all seen him around like going viral because he does like on TikTok, like he was a New York real estate
He looks
person.
like he's a real estate person.
This is suit too small. They do that.
Yeah. Oh, quite small. So he killed his significant other, or he attempted?
Attempted. And then he like makes these like videos like from prison. And it's like, my intelligence will eviscerate you. And it's just like, oh no, you did that shit. You definitely tried to kill somebody, sir.
I have everything right here and it's all been falsified.
Eric Conover had a lot to say before his arraignment this afternoon.
If anyone dares try to test my mental competence, I will eviscerate every single person with my intelligence right now. And that's not.
Oh, this is sounding familiar. I think in a group chat my friends were talking about this. But I don't know. I'm just slowly, I feel like as a culturally, or like someone who's like, as someone who is somewhat aware of like online and pop culture, I feel like I'm an astronaut and like the tether has been severed and I'm slowly just floating away and my awareness is shrinking of whatever is like really happening online.
I'm spottily aware. You know what I mean? Like it depends on what it is. Very Gayle King with the astronaut tether to the, like, I'm that kind of astronaut with pop culture.
you go online for 10 minutes and they say you're a celebrity expert.
Exactly. No experience required. Fuck science. Oh, happy post Earth Day, by the way.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Now more
Jay,
than
did you see the sunset last night?
I didn't. What happened?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was out in the park for Earth Day. It was an incredible sunset. It was a very appropriate Earth Day sunset. Yeah.
Oh,
I try not to rub it in.
You said what?
Yeah, it was a nice sunset yesterday.
Oh, in LA as well?
Here. It was
nice.
Because I faced the sun setting side. It was like, oh, this is very pretty. It was the pink sky.
I actually didn't realize it was Earth Day until about 8:30. But every day is Earth Day for me. I recycle and I'm about to snitch on my building for not having those brown compost bins. So.
Oh yeah, they gotta have them now.
Oh, let me tell you, I'm in my neighborly snitching mode. Okay, I called 311 on all of the commercial vehicles that are parked next to our building. Because it was one particular Friday we couldn't find parking, and it was in that moment that I'd had enough. So I called.
You know, I think there's also a way you can make money if you snitch on idle commercial vehicles because they're not supposed to idle. They're supposed to turn it off. There's like a hotline where if you report it, I think you get like, I don't know how much, but apparently you get money from the city.
While they owe me, I don't.
Yeah.
I feel ways about obtaining a check from Eric Adams. I don't.
For snitching.
For snitching. I'm like, no, I'm snitching for free. Yeah, this is for the. I'm snitching for the community.
That's giving. That's like an app. Snitch 5 times and receive.
Yeah, I hate that. I felt dirty when I had to go into. First of all, the address is like 1 NYPD or something like that. I had to go into the police building years ago.
Federal Plaza.
Oh, yeah.
But like the NYPD portion. 1 Federal Plaza, I think is what the address is. And immediately my spirit felt vexed. It felt vexed immediately. I had to actually talk my employer at the time out of the project they were attempting to do with the NYPD.
It makes you feel like you're in like a like Dr. Robotnik type of scenario. Like it's real creepy over there. I only had to go there because I've had clients get arrested.
You know how I was feeling watching those medieval people, and it was giving me like it was bringing up KKK stuff. It just felt like that. It didn't feel right when I was in there.
Oh, Jay just discovered the origins of racism through The Amazing Race.
Because did anybody put 2 and 2 together? That literally...
Because we were watching them make Race on Patreon. Go subscribe to Patreon if you guys haven't seen it. So we're watching, they're having like a Renaissance type of thing, like they're jousting. And so Jade was like, this looks like grand wizardry. And so...
Even the way they dress up the horses.
Googling. Yeah, and it's in KKK. The Klan is rooted in like medieval.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because right now with the Pope dying, they have all these pictures coming out of like all the cardinals or whoever. They have like these weird like black
Those are called, hold on.
do.
I'll tell you what they're called. Wait a moment. I looked it up. Not you, Eric Conover. Okay, hold on. Because when we were, not you, Harrods. I can't look on you for anything. Oh my God. Because I just broke it down for XD. Oh, here we go. Anti-Defamation League. All right. So, the white robes tend to indicate a rank and file member, unless all members wear such robes. Green robes indicate state leaders. They're called grand dragons. Pay attention to the names. In many clan groups, while black robes often indicate nighthawks, a sort of clan security position, the leaders or imperial wizards of different clan groups have chosen a variety of different colors of robes to wear, including the red that kind of looks like the Pope. So, but those are different sanctions and ranks and what their colors represent. But notice how all those names lend to some sort of medieval knight, hawks, wizards. Fascinating.
But that makes sense because when they're trying to establish, because they don't have it's not like they go back hundreds of years. They're trying to attach this iconography to things that have been around to give themselves more like of a foundation.
They can't go back hundreds of years because their origins are those toothless peasant British people who wore the little Miss Muffet hats and shit like that. And they were like, I have to sweep. Please give me some more gruel, please, sir. Like, those are their origins. They are the poor derelicts of Europe. And then they ended up over here. And that's why they're poor Floridians now. All right, go before I get us canceled.
Okay. We're going to read these posts and we're going to react to them. If there's an update, we'll react and then we'll update right after that.
Okay.
So, am I the asshole for calling my sister a jealous hag because she got judgy over my husband making me an Easter basket?
Okay.
My husband and I make Easter baskets for each other each year. And this year he gave me mine early since I'll be traveling. It had the usual goodies, dark chocolate bunny, Starburst jelly beans, and then some Swiftie-related stuff from Etsy, a fidget toy, and to my total surprise, 3 full bottles of perfume for my wish list. 100 Silent Ways, Bianco Latte, and Oriana.
Okay, it took me a while for me to get this freaking bottle, and I get fragrances sent to me all the way from Italy or France faster than how long this came to me from New York City. But I've had it for about a week and a half, testing it here and there. I think it's even been about 2 weeks, and I finally have my thoughts on Oriana from the House of Parfums de Marly.
That's a huge splurge.
Does it say their ages?
Not in this one, no.
Oh, okay.
That's a huge splurge, and I was over the moon. I posted a pic to my Insta stories. The next day, my sister came over. I left the basket on the table, and she grabbed a few jelly beans and started poking around. Then she asked, "Did your husband cheat or something? Is he trying to make it up to you?" I was stunned. I said, "No, of course not. Why would she say that?" She replied, "Why else would he go out all like this? Must be nice to have money to blow when everyone else is struggling.
Whoa.
Must be nice to have a picture-perfect marriage." I asked her what her problem was, and she said, "Most women I know can't even get their husbands to fill a Christmas stocking, and here you are bragging and rubbing it in everyone's faces."
Oh.
She said she's lucky if she even gets a birthday card. I told her to stop blaming me because she chose to marry a thoughtless man, that she had every opportunity to marry someone kind and thoughtful, and she settled for someone who doesn't buy her flowers or help her around the house. I told her not to be a pissy, jealous hag because she settled. That set her off. She argued back, saying I was messed up for calling her a jealous hag and that there's nothing to be jealous of and that it's embarrassing that I'm acting like it's a rom-com in 2024. She even said the fact that I listen to Taylor Swift proves I need to
that was my first thought.
I told her to get out and double down on her being a pissy, jealous hag. Now I'm across the country for work and I'm wondering if I went too far. "You're just jealous" is one of those annoying comebacks ever, and I used it to my own sister. She usually texts me throughout the day, but I haven't heard a word since. So yeah, she's still pissed. Am I the asshole?
You both are.
Yeah.
You're both assholes.
Yeah.
You're an asshole for being a 35-year-old Taylor Swift fan. And like that's insane.
I feel like, I guess, I don't know. Jade, you're married. Do you give each other Easter baskets?
We don't give each other Valentine's Day gifts. We don't give each other. We barely give each other anniversary gifts.
This doesn't seem like one of those big gift. Like, I don't think of Easter as a couple gift giving holiday. So that for me is already kind of weird. That I don't know. I mean,
didn't give
I'm happy
my
they're
kid
happy.
anything.
I can't hate on them liking each other.
No.
Yeah, here's the thing. It's like whatever people do in a relationship, that's what they like it, they love it. But here comes jealous because her sister was being a hating ass bitch.
A witch. She was projecting her miserable life onto her sister.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'd be mad too. Sounds like she's got a shitty husband.
Yeah, she does sound like shit.
Yeah, don't project that shit on me.
It's not my fault. It's not my fault. Your husband.
Yeah, you have the nerve to eat my jelly beans. Give me my shit.
I hope they were the sour kind. Those are the only appropriate jelly beans, or the ones where the flavors taste like flavors.
Yes, I'm into nerd clusters. They are so delicious.
Oh, I keep seeing those, and they're really tempting.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I
Don't buy 'em.
just give
They're
me
addicting.
nerds. I like regular nerds.
I said that too, Fred.
I've had
and
the
then
clusters.
I saw the light.
I have had the clusters.
Is the cluster like if you chopped up a nerd's rope?
Yes,
Kinda?
it's like
Yes.
it's a cluster of nerds
That's exactly
on the
that.
rope. Yes, so
Right
I'm
on.
like,
I
I
could
think
get into
the
that.
gummy element throws me off because I'm just happy with the small crunch. Now I want some nerds.
You guys know about twin snakes?
No.
Haribo twin snakes. I know Haribo, fucked up company, but they have these
are they?
double gummy bears, where one gummy bear is sweet and one gummy bear is sour. Or sorry, gummy worm. One gummy worm
Twin
sweet,
snakes.
one gummy worm sour, and they're attached.
Ooh.
And I love them.
Oh, I love a balance. Wait, Haribo's a fucked up company?
Yeah, we can get into. You guys can get into that in another episode.
You know what? We should do that. Actually, that's a good thing.
Jay, take a letter.
Okay, fucked up, fucked up companies, and I'm gonna put Haribo. Okay.
You want to take the next one?
All right. Yes. All right.
Oh, no update from the jealous sister.
Oh yeah, no, there's no update.
Okay.
They made up eventually, but the one sister's miserable.
I'm sure
the
they
other sister's
did.
delusional.
And again, don't project your misery on other people. Like, just
leave your man and find someone who will get you an Easter basket.
Exactly. You know what I'm
find you
saying?
a stud.
A stud will get you an Easter basket, a St. Patrick's Day basket, a Groundhog's Day basket, Earth Day basket. Like you will be taken care of across
Arbor
the
Day
board.
down.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Everything. Flag Day.
That's in their wheelhouse. Okay.
We're singing your praises. All right.
Yes.
My 24-year-old female. What? Oh, she's 24 and the boyfriend's 32. Okay. My boyfriend told me he was a doctor. I walked in on him behind the counter at Taco Bell. Okay. Excuse me.
These are themed around things we've spoken about on the show over the last 11 years. So the one before that, bitches be jealous and projecting. And this one, people be lying, dog.
Not these generic ass themes.
And don't lie on Taco Bell. I'm sorry.
I hope
you got to the story, but don't lie
Taco
on Taco
Bell
Bell.
got egregiously expensive, and their Mexican pizza does not hit the same. But anyway, all right, let me read this. I met my boyfriend 3 months ago on a dating app. He told me he was a doctor and that he did his undergrad at an Ivy League school. Everything was going well. He was super romantic. The sex was amazing, though he wasn't big on spending money on me. Last night, I randomly walked into a Taco Bell and he was working there behind the counter. We made eye contact. I walked up, placed an order without saying a word, then left and went home to process what I just saw. I've tried calling him today, but he won't answer. I'm in shock. How could he lie to me like that? Do men do this often? I don't know if I should forgive him and move forward or break things off. If I'm honest, I probably wouldn't have even given him a chance if I'd known he worked at Taco Bell. But I am in love with him now. What do I do when I finally talk to him again?
That part's tricky because she just admitted if he had been honest, she wouldn't have fucked with him.
She did, but now she loves him.
Yeah.
I'm curious what her order
That seems like a win-win.
Right. You know what? I would test to see how long he worked there because I used to eat this Baja chicken chalupa and it's no longer on the menu. But if you know how to make it, I know you've been working at Taco Bell for a while. So I think I would just want to kind of gauge to see how new this job was. Now, how do you go up and order a Baja Blast and like you all don't utter a single word to one another outside of what your order is?
Right. There's no update for this one either. But that's gotta be like, how do you come back from that? You just don't. You like this is when ghosting is okay.
Yeah.
He should be wearing a doctor's coat at the Taco Bell at least. Like the white jacket or the white, whatever it's called, or some scrubs. You actually probably wouldn't be bad to wear scrubs at Taco Bell.
Crunch wraps, you know what I'm saying?
He comes home and the scrubs are all messed up, but it's just Taco Bell. Got fuego sauce.
Stethoscope and taco sauce.
Fire sauce. I mean, he couldn't even say he worked at AutoZone or like, I'm not even being classist and egregious. He could, if you're gonna lie, you have to lie on par with what you like. You can't lie.
No, and if you're gonna lie, don't have a front-facing job. Like, so if you work stock at Taco Bell, then maybe you could make a lie like that because you don't have to be taking orders and shit. Right?
Also, where the fuck do you all live?
Taco Bell is a very local thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not leaving my house to go to San Diego to go to Taco Bell. You know what I mean? There's one by my house. So this means that he works near her in her neighborhood. So why, again, would you try to be with somebody and you lying about your occupation?
It was a tricky. I feel like once he lied to her, which was from when they met, it was a matter of time. And then I wonder if throughout them dating, she would ever drop hints like, I love Taco Bell. Why don't we go to Taco Bell? Do you want to go to Taco Bell? And he would have to deflect.
Oh, because he was there, because he worked there, and his coworkers would recognize him.
Yeah.
You know what?
So
it took me and Tristan 10 years.
Though.
It took us 10 years. Actually, it took us 13 years of being together before we ate Taco Bell together. And that's only because I was reminiscing.
Specifically on your 13th anniversary?
No, but it wasn't far off. But it was like 2 weeks before. I'm going to tell you why, the circumstances. We were in Maryland. Abe, you know Maryland well. I find that if you're not... if you're in the middle of the suburbs, the food selections are minimal and they're of the chain variety for the most part. So it was a particular hour and location and we didn't have very many options. It was like Wendy's or Taco Bell. And I was like, you know what I haven't had in a long time? A Mexican pizza. And he's like, what's a Mexican pizza? So I explained it to him. And he was like, okay, bet, let's get it. And we ordered the Taco Bell and it was just awful and expensive. Mm-hmm. I was like, when did Mexican... I feel like I used to spend $3-4 on Mexican pizza. Now this whole menu between the two of us, I think we spent $30 at Taco Bell.
Damn, maybe they charged you more because you're coming from out of town and they could tell.
I know, right? They were like, this bitch doesn't eat here regularly. She's not one of our usuals like him. I mean, she was classist and egregious, but he shouldn't have lied that way. And you can't lie all the way up like that. You cannot lie that far. The pendulum can't swing that far in your lies from the truth. That's crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah, he was doomed. There was only a matter of time. If she didn't find him, eventually it would come out somehow, or just like it would just come out that he's not a doctor.
Well, somebody would have been dying in their presence, and then it would have been, is there a doctor in the house? It would have been one of those situations. And then, it would have all come out that he knows nothing, and that person would have still died.
Were you a doctor of anything? Anything at all?
I do currently hold a PhD in what I don't feel comfortable disclosing because that is not the issue here.
But you treat people at your office.
Face now is accusations.
He would have had to fake it, and instead of like doing CPR, he would have just been like folding the burrito on someone's chest in the air. Trying to see where that
Put
gets
together
them.
a crunch wrap. Can you imagine dying at the hands of somebody who lied about being a doctor?
Oh my gosh.
Gee, that's a case. I hate to be so litigious this episode, but that's a case.
Abe, half of you is jumping out. It's jumping out.
I know. I've been working at this corporation for too long.
Let's take a break.
Yes.
And we'll be back with more Reddit stories. Hit it, Claude.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Hot sauce. That's what the man who spent 5 days trapped in snow says kept him alive. Those little packets of Taco Bell hot sauce. The man and his dog got stuck outside Bend, Oregon. And those sauce packets, they sure came in handy.
And we're back. We're doing Reddit stories here with Jaden XD. Abe is in the building.
Hello.
We are celebrating 11 years of JXD.
Yeah.
So
ready for the next
take it
one?
Away. Hey. Yeah.
All right. My boyfriend, a 34-year-old male, has a sexual history with my parents. 49-year-old
Oh,
male,
my God.
47-year-old female. Can our relationship survive this? Posting
Did
from
they say how old they are?
It did not say how. Oh, wait, hold on. Yes. She's 23.
The boyfriend is 34
boyfriend,
and she's 23.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
And the parents are 49 and 47. Posting.
There's a huge age gap here a lot of times with these men and women, these cisgendered hetero relationships.
Well-
like there's like a 7 to 10 year gap.
Because niggas are gross.
Well, now, that's true, but let's not pretend all non-hetero relationships are just people who are only a few years apart in age.
Hey, what are you fighting for right now?
I don't know. It's true.
I just don't
I'm
think
not
at
fighting.
23 she don't need to be with nobody's 30 nothing.
That's true. I'm not fighting for that. I'm just also saying that, like, that's not just a hetero thing.
No, it's not. It's not. I find that anybody who is significantly older than a lot of people, let me not say anybody, because I know that there are caveats, but most people who are significantly older than their significant other, there's some sort of control issue, some sort of weird grooming.
It's also, I feel like a lot of times, like, it's a lack of, not always, of course, but there's like I think of it like when I hear these stories where it's like this older guy got with this young woman, or mostly, who seems sort of like unaware that like your partner doesn't have to be this like scummy person because you haven't been around long enough to realize like such things.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they don't know when they're being groomed a lot of times. And then also cis hetero men oftentimes have an issue, a skewed perception of like what they think they're supposed to be in a relationship with. So I saw this video today, and this man, so this grown daughter caught her father on Tinder. He had been married to her mother for 25 years. Caught him on Tinder because she was scrolling and saw her father, which means her father's age range.
Oh, yeah.
She was within that.
Was this the one where they were on family vacation and she's doing the updates? And
I didn't see it.
Oh, there was one where this woman who's a daughter on a family vacation was like, I saw my dad on Tinder on family vacation, just told mom. And it's like when you go through the stories, like each one gets worse and worse.
Are they screaming and her mother's like, again, this is the second time. Okay, I must have saw it all together. But yes, that was the one. I was like,
and like him and his son are like chilling by the pickup truck that he's packed all his bags into.
Yes, that's
Just ruin our family. She's just a fun.
What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about.
You just ruined our
I don't know what
marriage.
you're talking
I'm
about.
So
You're
fucking
fucking
sick of
nuts.
this shit. Second time.
Are you serious?
Yes, that's the one. And everybody was like, oh, the daughter's a messy bitch for this. And I said, not the daughter is not a messy bitch for this. The father is a messy bitch.
To do with it at all.
Excuse me. All right, sorry. Back to this. Posting from a throwaway because my original post hit the character. Oh, okay. Anyway, this is disgusting, but both my parents have told me it's not, quote unquote not a big deal since we're all adults. My boyfriend Sam, a 34-year-old male, and I, 23-year-old female, have been together for over a year. Everything was going fine until he came over to meet my parents for dinner. About an hour into the evening, my mom pulled me aside and told me that she and my dad already knew Sam. I was confused. They had just introduced themselves. That's when Mom told me that 10 years ago, she and my dad had a threesome with Sam. And apparently it wasn't a one-time thing. They were having a big loofah section. They had sex multiple times.
Down.
Find out which color that is, XD. Look up the colors. I didn't take it well. I ran out of the house and called an Uber after I'd walked for enough to collect myself. I've been home for a few hours now, and Sam has called me literally hundreds of times. I haven't picked up. I didn't answer a call from my parents. They told me to calm down and act like an adult. My mom called me immature for being so upset and said if I want to be in an adult relationship, I need to deal with this appropriately. I do love Sam, I really do, but I never imagined my parents will be part of our history. Can we survive this, or is it just too much? There's no update.
You can't survive that. You can't survive that.
That's too much. That's too far. Also, like, it's good that happened because it's like this 22-year-old is not.
Hello.
Yeah.
And clearly Sam has slived.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Yeah.
Oh, clearly. Okay, so I'm at the loofah colors meeting, right?
Okay.
So if you are unaware, loofah is what they do down in Florida, is what they do in the villages. It is a famous apartment complex in Florida.
It's like a pink, a blue, a
where
purple,
the
a
old
black.
folks, the old folks get freaky, sneaky, and they put these loofahs in their cars on the rear view thingy-majiggers to let people know what time it is that they're on. Right? So if you put this in your, what do old people drive? Like a Buick
Prius.
LeSabre?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Or Rendezvous, the ugliest car ever.
Oh, yes, a Buick Rendezvous. It's packed. Yes. If it's white, that means they're novices or they're beginners. If it's purple, that means they're voyeur and they like people who like to watch.
Yeah.
So, Pink means the soft swap.
Oh yeah.
People who like to do it with others in the room. So so couples, we together, but we could switch, but we all in conference room B.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then blue, the lowest level of full swap. Those who could play well with others. So I'm assuming,
I'm down for the get down and whatever get down.
But to a limit.
Blue means, in my head, blue means black, okay? Because
I was thinking like a pan situation.
Nah.
Yellow means you like the pee-pee, right?
Yellow means, well, that's gay.
Oh.
Yellow means mid-level swap for those who want to have fun but are still nervous.
Oh. So what's the difference between yellow and white? Because white means you're a beginner.
White means,
Oh, no, isn't it? Well, because white is regardless of like partner, but then these other colors are about what kind of relations you would be open to having with other people alongside your partner.
Yes.
Correct. White is I just came here to dance for y'all. That's
okay.
Yellow means
I want to do it, but I'm probably not going to approach you.
Yeah, like I could do the tricks with the grapes. However, it'll be that's what I'm gathering,
Okay, and the black was what again?
And then there's full swap.
Yeah.
Those who say what the hell and let it go all down. So that's
But this has to do with like trading partners more than anything else, I think. I think the swap it's like, are you down?
Yes.
Like you can make out with my wife, but that's it.
Yes.
Yes.
Seems like a lot of this has to do with because it's a contained environment, being aware of just how much the other couples are open to experimenting with each other and where their limits are as far as their relationship.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there's one more color.
Oh.
There's teal.
Oh, tropical.
Bisexual.
Okay.
For those that want to increase their dating chances. So,
all right, you guys, that's it. It's only here in the Villages, the Loofah Mobile. If you need to know more about the loofah lore of the Villages, you can find some information here and online, of course, because
I'm assuming everything was go up to anal, which is black. And then teal is like, well, we could do some gay shit too, which I already thought we entered gay shit at like level of yellow, but apparently not. So,
well, are there combos? Like, will people hang like a yellow and a teal?
There could be. I don't know. They don't say that here on Reddit.
What if you just moved there and you didn't know any of this and you got yourself like a purple and yellow just because you were a Lakers fan or something?
First of all, why? That's true, but it's also, why are you putting a loofah in your?
Because everybody else they were like, oh, this is like this is a community thing. So let me put my loofahs in here. You know what I'm saying?
Let's take a break.
And come back with what, one or two more?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hit it, Claude.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Is it? Yeah, it's like the gated communities where all the older people live, and they be like hooking up and spreading like STDs to each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wanted to do a reality show. They don't want it there,
They
but
won't let us
I
in.
perform there at the Villages.
Yes.
And they have it's like
And we're black.
we hadn't
We're
begun.
talking. No, we have not. We're back talking with Abe. Reddit stories.
Well, there's some outtakes for you.
We have some juicy ones. Yeah, we have some juicy ones.
Okay.
Do you want the really long one, or do you want me to take the really long one?
Oh shit. It doesn't matter. It's up to you.
Okay. I'll take the long one. I'll do it first because that's juicy.
All right.
And then we could do that because the second one is very funny.
Okay.
I'm 36-year-old female, husband, 41-year-old male, got fired for harassing a coworker and won't talk to me about it. This is a pretty long one, so sit in. There are trigger warnings here.
I was like,
but
oh my God, bleep that, Abe.
But there is a reason why I'm reading the story. This is quintessential Jaden XD. There is a trigger warning though.
Yes.
Sexual harassment, stalking, and threats. Now we don't condone those things, but when you read when you hear the story,
okay,
you might change a little bit. So, my husband Charlie and I have been together for 10 years, married for 6. We've had our ups and downs. He's cheated, but we're in a good place. When couples say that, that's automatically where I go to.
Yeah. And it's him
Yeah.
because if she cheated, they wouldn't be together anymore. But continue.
Bingo. He's never done anything like this before. So I'm completely shocked and at a loss. Charlie is a computer programmer and was a senior engineer at his now former company, where he'd worked for 4 years. He never had any issues with coworkers and were both friendly with a few of them, mostly other men and their wives. Last Friday, he came home around 11 in the morning and he told me he'd been fired. He was really upset and agitated. I didn't want to push him at first, but he told me he was fired for harassing a coworker. I was stunned.
What you mean you don't want to push it?
Here's all I've managed. Right. Here's what I managed to get out of him. The coworker's name is Beth. She's a junior engineer. He's never mentioned her before. He said, and I quote, "She's terrible at her job." Beth had slept with another senior engineer that we know, Darren. We're friendly with Darren. He wasn't involved in the situation and wasn't fired. Company lawyers were present when Charlie was fired. They told him Beth could have pressed charges but chose not to. There was something involving Beth's car. He won't say what it was. His exact words were, there was something with her car, quote unquote. He was then escorted off the premises and wasn't allowed back in the building. He has to arrange to pick up his things after business hours through security. That's it. That's all I know. He refuses to give any other details. He said that he sent her some emails, but won't say what they said. He's also not interested in seeing a lawyer. He insists that everything is legal. I don't know if Beth's relationship with Darren has anything to do with this, but the fact that Charlie even mentioned it makes me suspicious that it's connected. For what it's worth, Darren is a nice guy. He's single, late 20s, and about the same age as Beth. My mind is spinning. Charlie has been withdrawn and depressed all weekend. He barely talks to me. I work remotely, so I've been home with him this whole time. He's been playing video games nonstop and went to bed at 6 at night. The fact that he won't talk to me and won't call a lawyer makes me think this is really bad. And maybe everything they said is true. Maybe it's not a misunderstanding or something small that got blown out of proportion. He's never acted flirtatious towards other women. He's never spoken poorly about the other women engineers he works with. Nothing about this adds up to the person I thought I married. I don't know what to do. My instinct is to be supportive of my husband, but what exactly would I be supporting? I don't want to go behind his back and ask our mutual friends at his job. That feels inappropriate. We know them from get-togethers and bars, but I wouldn't say I'm close with any of them. Right now, I'm just trying to figure out how to support someone who's clearly depressed but won't open up at all.
She has to text Darren immediately.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You gotta be like, bro.
Right. Darren, quick question.
Like, because if it's wild for somebody to just accept defeat after they got fired in that type of, you know what I mean? Like,
no. It's wild for your spouse to be accused of things. Like, there's levels to this shit. The first accusation, I got questions, nigga. You do not get to give me these passive ass like, you cannot give me these dismissive responses. I need details. I need receipts.
Yeah.
I need to understand what's happening here. Are you a fucking creep?
But I'm a creep. I'm a widow. What the hell am I doing here?
When we were watching Mob Wives, and Renee, as irritating as she is, she told Carla that her man was being inappropriate, and Carla knew and said, "Nah, well, he's just playing." That's sick. You need to understand, or you're just as complicit.
Yeah. Abe, your thoughts?
I feel like there's no way they can move forward and have a healthy marriage if they don't figure this out or if he's not honest with her about it. If it's not a big deal, also, like he says, he should just tell her. Like, by not telling her anymore, he's making it a bigger deal, even though it sounds like it's already a pretty big deal. And to get fired, and be like, that's a pretty big red flag. Because he's probably making good money if he's a software engineer.
Right.
Hell yeah. I'm not going down easy, making 6 figures.
Then you get fired like that, you don't get a severance.
Yeah. And unless you know, like, it's not worth it, I don't know. Like, not getting a lawyer. It feels very much like he fucked up and did some weird shit. And now is trying to play it cool.
Yeah.
So there's an update.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
We need one for this one. We have to.
Yeah.
We do. My original thread was locked before I could respond to any of the comments, but I was able to read through them this morning. I really appreciate the advice. Let's go. Get ready, because this is rough.
Okay.
Oh, no.
I got up at 5:30 a.m. to go to the gym before work, and my husband was still awake playing video games. I presented him with a suggestion someone made, If he couldn't talk to me face to face, he could at least email me the details. I told him it wasn't okay to keep shutting me out because this affects me too. His response, and I quote, "The paperwork's in my car. Go get it if you want to read it." I asked if he could get it so we could go through it together, and he snapped, "You're going to believe what you want anyway." All of this is completely out of character for our marriage. I've always considered myself pretty patient, but this felt like a wall I couldn't get through. We ended up going out to the car together. He got in, he handed me the papers, and then just left. For about 2 hours, I was panicked. I didn't know where he was, if he was okay, or if he was thinking of hurting himself. His mother texted me around 9 a.m. to say he was at their house. She asked what happened and if everything was okay. His parents live about 15 minutes away. Apparently, he told her he was going to stay there. So, the paperwork. According to the documents that his company gave him, he sent multiple harassing emails to his coworker Beth from anonymous email accounts. The emails were printed out and included in the file. He did all of this while at work, and the company had been monitoring his account for 3 months.
Not 90 days.
The emails were not sexual or romantic.
A whole fiscal
but
quarter.
They were cruel. They said things like, "You're terrible at your job. You only had this position because you're a woman. You should quit before you get fired. Everyone in the office hates you."
Oh, your husband's a bully.
He created fake users accounts for his company's product, which he works on, and submitted bad reviews targeting her work. Also done while logged in at work. He anonymously emailed her boss, claiming she was sleeping with a senior engineer from another project.
Darren?
He left a gun catalog on the windshield of her car. I don't even know what that gesture means, but I understand it was meant to be threatening. Inside the catalog was a subscription card with his name and address already filled in, auto-filled in by the company. She also reported being harassed on Twitter for about the same time period, 3 months. They could prove one account belonged to him as he was logged into it at work, and the account told her she should quit her job.
So the real ruse for this woman isn't that, not just that she was married to a creep, but she was married to a dumbass this whole time.
And a bully. And a misogynist.
Like,
oh my God.
I laughed because I was like, say no to coworkers, right? Because I'm like, he hates her so fucking much that he was like, this isn't even sexual or anything. Like, fucking, I hate you. You suck at your job. That's funny to me. But him being a misogynist pig is awful.
I don't know if that's, I don't know what's worse.
The funny thing is his audacity. He just like, you know.
This feels like, very childlike behavior. And just very, like, I don't know. It feels very projecting, too. Like, what's the deal? Like, this feels like it has nothing to do with Beth.
No, not at all. Either she wouldn't suck his dick or
See, I don't even think it was that.
He might just hate her.
Yeah, he might just be, he might hate her, and he might. I don't know if like it just he took drag too far. I don't know if. Yeah,
like don't get me wrong. I have hated somebody at work. Like I have to this day. Like if this was the purge and I had the opportunity, best to motherfucking believe I would take the opportunity.
Absolutely.
However,
at the knees,
we're not at that. That's not going to happen. So you have to like swallow that a little bit.
Yeah,
like,
he totally fell into the trap of being mad about it and he fucked up his whole life.
Yeah.
Because now your wife has no respect for you. I know I would lose full respect for a partner who did all of this. Like, hold on, nigga. Like you could have been taking me on dates and you were harassing a young lady like Talib Kweli on Twitter?
Like, he probably didn't get her an Easter basket.
He definitely didn't get her an Easter basket. Not even a lottery card.
No.
Oh, that is disturbing to find out about a partner. I wish this nigga would go fuck. When I tell you he is doing his runs for the summer and he like stands right in front of my fucking window with this song playing. I wish he was like my uncle who played Al Green from his ice cream truck, but here we are. All right, we'll do one more and then we're going to let Abe go and be done. We'll do our final. I hope she divorces him. I really do.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has to.
Yeah, you must. You'll never have respect.
I mean, yeah, she can't be married to that dude anymore because now that she knows, that's on her now. Like, you can't be associated with that.
No, like, what would you do to me?
Yeah, you can't be associated with loser behavior.
That's loser behavior. You're an online bully. You create multiple profiles and a stupid one and create multiple profiles to harass somebody.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not above telling somebody on the internet how fucking stupid they are. Like, I am not above that. However, you at work, dog, like, you're not bright.
No,
like,
not at all.
And I get
Especially
it. You can
for a
express how
software
much you hate
engineer.
your coworker.
Yeah, we
but
fully believe in
this
hating
has nothing
coworkers.
to do with you.
You took drag too far. You took it too far.
Too far, broski. Yeah.
All right, our last one of the eve. Am I the asshole for taking all the leftovers home after a work party? I've been at my company for 3 years. I've been at my company.
I have thoughts about this.
For 3 years. And my work anniversary fell on the same day my partner proposed to me. And I got promoted. I guess I expected at least a small celebration from my coworkers. Nothing fancy, but a little party or a card maybe. But nothing. Just verbal congratulations. I cried to my fiance about it, and he ended up reaching out to one of my coworkers who's also going to be reporting to me soon. She took it to my manager, and they pulled together a quick break room buffet. It wasn't much. Veggie platter, chips, dips, sweets like cookies and brownies. You know they had that ranch dip with the sour cream. Some decorations, but it meant a lot. At the end of the day, I took the leftovers home in the containers they were served on. The next day, that same coworker texted asking if I took the sweet she made along with the platters. I said yes, and she got really hostile. She said she wanted to leave the food for those who couldn't attend and that she needed the serving platter back to make a birthday cake for her niece. She claimed she never said it was all for me. My fiance and I both think she overreacted. It was my celebration. If I wanted the leftovers, I had a right to them. He does think I should apologize just to keep the peace, but I don't see the point if I didn't do anything wrong. Update. Stop saying I forced my fiance to contact my coworker. He did that on his own. Also, I only used the Tupperware because I didn't have anything else to carry the leftovers in. I always try to celebrate my employees and make them feel valued. Maybe I expected the same from my team, and that was a mistake.
Okay, a lot of people get real comfortable at the workplace and thinking like their coworkers is their BFF. Like, oh my God, this, all right? I know there's occasions where it's like, okay, you can make a friend at work and stuff like that.
You are the asshole.
I have been in this situation before where coworkers have a weird entitlement thing about like what other coworkers should be celebrating or doing things for them. Like, I don't ever want to be like the person, like, it makes it seem like I'm an asshole at work. And I believe having a fun work environment, but like, this is not like, no one's obligated to do those things for you.
No.
Like, we're still at work. There's still a place of business. We're lucky we could even do any of this shit at all. You know what I mean? Like,
and you can be disappointed.
And two, give that half of her Tupperware back. Like,
it's not your fucking
you
Tupperware.
If you don't take the food, fine. You know what I mean? Food, arguable. But give that lady her Tupperware back.
Also, how much of a loser are you that you've got to take some cherry tomatoes, a fucking Lay's ranch sour cream dip, and some Ripple chips or whatever them shits are called?
And also,
Ruffles.
I'm not taking home stuff from a company potluck because it's everything done been
Touched.
breathed all over.
That's how you get norovirus.
touched.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. This is an
It's
audacious
kind of weird
goal.
also, like, I don't know, this person seems to have an interesting idea of, what your work relationships are supposed to be like. This is like, I cannot relate at all. I'm glad that these two people that seem to be awful found each other because they seem to like, they enjoy being like obnoxious with each other. That's cool.
Yeah.
But this is so weird to me that the entitlement of expecting a party from your coworkers because you got engaged, not even married.
And I don't even think.
How we know this gonna work
Wait,
out?
I don't even think it was about I think it was the work anniversary and the promotion that she felt like they should. Regardless, also, I have never put my spouse up to contacting my coworkers for anything.
Yeah, that's really weird. That's a red
For
flag in any
anything.
other relationship.
I know what color hat this lady wears. I can tell you that right now by the way she talks.
Yeah. And like there's like people who we talk about people chronically online. There are people who are chronically at work.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who, they don't have any friends and they live and breathe through company culture.
Yeah.
And they think like this shit is okay and appropriate.
That's
like,
true.
Why wouldn't they celebrate me?
That's not your family.
It's not.
Exactly.
It's not even your chosen family, bitch. Like,
right.
That's why I hate companies be like, we're a family. No, fuck
we're not. We're not. What we need to be is a union. That's
Hell yeah.
That's the only corporate family
With
I
that
need.
Exactly. Abe, thank you for staying with us.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
Being
Appreciate
with
it.
us today.
Yeah, it's been great.
You all can find us here every Friday, YouTube, Patreon, and everywhere in between. We'll see you all. Check out Sundays on Patreon. There's a Sunday dump every Sunday.
Yes. What day?
With a whole bunch of content. Sunday dump.
Sunday at Smokin' US 30 Drag Strip. Watch the best rear-engine field dragsters in the country try to push their brute machines into the magic 5-second elapsed time barrier. From Michigan to
Until next time, friends. Bye.
Bye.
Yes,